Vamoosed again. Oh, hello there, new recruits, brain pickers. Golly, am I glad to see you. Did you catch that? That was our #1 wanted criminal, aka Electric Hazard. He's only been on the loose for 1 day, long enough to turn this little town into one big electric danger zone. Let me tell you, a regular Hazardville. My name's Millie Watt, and you might as well know that I'm the big cheese around here, top dog with the Hydro Company. Right now we're dealing with a major crisis. All my safety investigators are out, just trying to keep people safe. So now that you're here, I'm going to need your help too. I want you to track Hazard and mop up his messes, and I mean lickety-split. First, you're going to have to dig this. That pretty much sums up your mission, kiddo. Find and repair Hazard's damage before anyone gets hurt. Of course, if you really ace out, you might even catch the culprit himself. Now open your tool belt and listen up. You're going to need these. For starters, if you can't hear me very well, adjust the sound on your volume control. Here's your notebook where you'll be keeping all your detective notes. You're going to discover some pretty important messages during your mission. And each time you find one, we're going to stop and give you the chance to open the notebook so we can make you a copy. If you need to take a breather, or you want to check out the meaning of a word, head for the diner. It's the best spot in town. When you're ready to pack it up and go home, just flick this switch. Use the rocket to zoom back to the main navigation screen. I know I'm giving you a big job, but you're young, you're bright, and you've got a great think box on your shoulders. Keep using it and you'll be all right. You can outwit that flathead Hazard anytime. But keep in mind that you're dealing with potential electric hazards, and be careful. The most important thing to remember is that electricity always wants to get to the ground, and it's going to take the easiest path or paths that it can. Electricity is completely safe as long as it is controlled and no one gets into the middle of the control system or between the control system and the ground. So if you think about it, the only way a person can receive a shock is if electricity can enter and leave the body. Trouble is, Hazard knows it too. He's been setting up situations where people can become part of an electric circuit and get hurt. Just thinking about it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Here's your badge. Good luck, detective. It's all up to you now. Here's a map to help you get around town in a hurry. Anytime you want to have another look at the map, click on the section of the map symbol that is now glowing. You can also click the corners of the symbol to go directly to any street corner, so save yourself some shoe leather, kiddo. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. AT Hazard is a notorious litter bug. If I were you, I'd start by going over every inch of those crime scenes. That flathead might just have left behind a clue or two to help you along. I gotta make tracks now, but I'll check up on you as often as I can. Promise.
I knew it. Hazard's made my digs disaster zone. Great work. I just hope we're not too late.
Oh no, Hazard's making trouble again, even in the street. You'd better deal with this lickety-split before that woman does something dangerous. How will you help her?
excellent decision, Detective. I've seen cats that love to climb utility poles and stay up there for as long as 5 days. But sooner or later, when they get hungry enough, they always come down. That's fortunate because the only safe thing to do is to let the cat come down by itself when it's hungry.
Climbing a utility pole is very dangerous. Let's see what could have happened if the girl had decided to climb the pole. The greatest danger up there is accidentally touching some of the electrical equipment. That can be fatal because the pole and the ladder can become conductors of electricity if they're even a little bit damp or dirty. If the child comes in contact with a power line or other electrical equipment, the current would instantly flow through her and the ladder to the ground. The electric shock would be powerful enough to throw her to the ground. So remember, if a cat climbs up a utility pole, let it be. It will come down when it is hungry.
Can you show the young woman how to help the kitty safely? Click on the joystick and see if you can help the cat find his way down the pole to the dish on the ground. Well now, that's better. Let's record that in your notebook. Look for the Detective Notes symbol on your tool belt and click to open it.
There he goes again! Andy's created a very dangerous situation. That man looks like he wants to help, but he's not sure how. You'll have to help him. Think about the electrical hazards. What will you tell the man to do? And what about the passengers?
Phew, Thank goodness you got to him in time. You were right to tell him to stay well clear of the car. When a car breaks a pole and pulls down a power line or just comes into contact with it, the whole car may become energized. And there are other dangers. Both ends of the downed line may be energized, and electricity could also be flowing through the tires and dissipating across the surface of the ground, just like the ripples that form when you drop a pebble into a pool of water. That's called a ground gradient. Because electricity is invisible and soundless, you don't know for sure where all the dangers are. You don't have the special instruments you need to find out. That's why it's important to take no chances. Treat the whole area as unsafe and stay at least 10 meters away from the car. As long as the people in the vehicle stay inside, they will not become a path for electricity to travel. Call to them to stay inside the car while you report the accident and electrical hazard. Let's watch this reenactment of what can happen when someone rushes up to the car to help. Oh no, that boy just wanted to help, but you can't see or hear electrical hazards, so he didn't notice the danger before it was too late. When he touched the car, the electrical current passed from the car through his hands and down his body to the ground. But you know the safe thing to do is to stay at least 10 meters away from the accident. That's what the boy did this time. He stayed well clear of the accident. He called to the people to wait inside the vehicle where they're safe. Since no one else was around, he ran to the phone to call for help. If you ever have to make such a call, tell the emergency operator that you are reporting an electrical hazard as well as a car accident. That's because the hydro people have to get to the scene and clear the electrical hazard before anyone else can approach the car. The people inside the vehicle are still safe. They are energized at the same voltage as the power line. As long as they touch nothing which leads to the ground, they will be safe, just like the birds that sit on power lines in the air. The hydro people make sure the power is switched off, and they place grounds as an additional protection against power leaks from other sources. Then they use special equipment to remove the wire so that people can get out of the car and emergency crews can work at the scene without any danger of shock. Please help everyone remember what to do when there's an automobile accident that includes an electrical hazard. Click on the words you want to move to unscramble this important message. Good job! That message is worth putting in your notebook. Look for the detective note symbol on your tool belt and click to open it. I knew it! Hazards made my digs disaster zone.
Listen to that, Detective. Hazard's turned down the radio. Please intervene before she touches the radio dial. What's the safe solution here?
Good response, because unless there's a ground fault circuit interrupter, bathrooms and electricity don't mix. If there's a fault in the radio, the current would pass instantly through the person touching it, through the water, and down the drain to the ground. And the same thing could happen to someone who touches a space heater or uses an electric shaver in the bathroom. That's why people should have ground fault circuit interrupters in bathrooms. We call them people protectors, because when there's a dangerous fluctuation in the current, an interrupter will stop the electricity within about a fraction of a second. Let's watch what happened to this girl who used her hairdryer in a bathroom without a protective interrupter. She's not standing in water, but the sink is within easy reach, and that sink's attached to the ground, through the drain and through the taps from the water supply. Someone has startled her. She's dropped the blow dryer into the sink. Oh no! It's easy to become distracted, and it only takes a split second for an accident to happen. If the outlet had been equipped with a special interrupter, she would not have received a shock, only a little tingle. So always remember to make sure there are ground fault circuit interrupters in your bathrooms, and use electrical appliances cautiously. See whether you can match up the proper pieces in this bathroom. You can click on the pieces you want to turn over. Good job! Now let's record an important message about electrical safety in bathrooms in your detective notes. Just find the notebook on your tool belt and click on it.
Oh no! Please help my sister with that burning toast. What will you do?
Thank you, Detective. You were right to unplug the appliance first. Anytime you need to fiddle with an appliance or you want to clean it, the only safe thing to do before you do anything else is to unplug it. This boy does not know how important it is to unplug appliances before trying to fix or clean them. If something goes wrong with an appliance, like this toaster, and he comes into contact with it, his body can become a path for the electricity to travel to the ground. Uh-oh, the toaster should be unplugged right away. That's something no one should ever do. Oh no, if he had only unplugged the toaster first, he could have taken the toast out and stayed perfectly safe. So always remember to unplug appliances before trying to fix them, and always unplug them before cleaning them. If used carefully, appliances can be safe, and they can help us do many things. See whether you can find and match the safe kitchen appliances. To play, just click on the pieces you want to turn over. Very good. Now let's put a message about using kitchen.
Oh no, what a mess, and dangerous too. What should he do now?
You're absolutely right. Anytime you use electricity outdoors where the ground can be damp, you have to be extra careful. And the only way to be absolutely safe is to make sure there's a ground fault circuit interrupter. If there's a problem with an appliance or a nick in the power cord, the special interrupter will stop the flow of electricity in a fraction of a second before anyone gets hurt.
These diagrams show two things that can happen to this man who has cut the power cord with the lawnmower. In the first diagram, power is flowing from the broken cord up through the mower, through his hands, down his body, and to the ground. And remember that in real life, electricity will travel those paths in an instant. The person touching the lawnmower would not have time to let go before receiving a shock. Only a special ground fault circuit interrupter that is well maintained can interrupt the flow of electricity quickly enough to prevent injury.
Please help us keep the backyard safe. See whether you can plug the lawnmower safely into the proper outlet. To play, use the joystick to move the cord around the maze. Congratulations! Now let's record the safe way to use outdoor appliances in your notepad. Look for the detective note symbol on your tool belt and click to open it.
Oh no! When Hazard sees a dangerous situation, he knows how to take advantage. You'd better advise that person right away. What are you going to tell her?
That's good advice, Detective. The safety rule is that if there are power lines near where you want a pool, either build the pool somewhere else or arrange with Hydro to move the power lines.
Look what can happen to someone using a tool with a long handle near overhead power lines. The handle can come in contact with the hydro wires. Now ordinarily, power lines have protective covers, just like extension cords and appliance cords you use at home. You know how extension cords can weather and crack when you leave them out in the sun, in the rain, or the cold for a long time. The same thing can happen with power lines. They're always exposed to weather. If this person's pole comes in contact with a tiny crack in the protective cover where it's touching the line, the current would immediately run down the aluminum pole, through her body, and into the ground. That's the easiest route the electricity can take to get to the ground. And by the way, the same danger exists with any outdoor wiring. If you leave your Christmas lights up all year, when you plug them in again, you can get in serious trouble, even without touching the wires. Just think, if there's a crack touching the house, the current could energize the eaves troughs or the aluminum siding. So always take your outdoor lights down when the season's over, and check the wiring carefully before you put them up again. And when it comes to the swimming pool, avoid accidents. Make sure there are no power lines near your pool.
See whether you can match the items to build the safe backyard. You got it! Now let's record the swimming pool safety rule in your notepad. Look for the detective note symbol on your tool belt and click to open it.
Oh no, now look what he's done. Do you know the safe method to fix the antenna?
That's right, you have to think about electricity safety when you're helping someone use a ladder to clean the eaves troughs, repair an antenna, or do any other maintenance work on your house, or on any building connected to the power lines. Ladders and antennas are long, and if they come into contact with a power line while you're handling them, you can be in serious trouble. Let's watch what can happen. Here's someone starting a job who seems to know a lot about painting, but unfortunately, he doesn't know nearly enough about working around electricity. He's going up that ladder using a long extension handle, and there are power lines close by. Oh, electrical accidents are scary, and they happen instantly. So before you begin this kind of job yourself, or someone else begins, stop and think. Carefully consider all the possible hazards. For jobs that could lead to trouble, it's safer and cheaper to hire a professional who's qualified to work around electricity. Someone who is a graduate of the Electrical Safety Awareness course offered by Hydro and by professional safety associations will know what to do. Let's make sure everyone stays safe. See whether you can unscramble this important message. Good job! That's an important safety message. Let's record it in your notebook so you'll remember it. Find the detective note symbol on your tool belt and click to open it.
Oh no, it looks like Hazard's tempting him to do something that could lead to serious trouble. That child wants a treehouse, but what's his next step?
You're absolutely right. The ladder could be old and dirty, or just damp, so it can be a conductor. And the sap or water in the branch makes it a conductor too. Trimming the broken branch is a job for a professional. And as for the treehouse, that just isn't the right tree. It's growing too close to the power lines. Even if there weren't any branches actually touching the wires, remember that trees grow every year, and sooner or later a bending branch, or a broken branch, could touch a power line. Then anyone who climbs the tree would get a bad shock, plus a dangerous fall to the ground. So remember that branches growing near power lines are dangerous. Cutting them down is a job for a professional, and tree houses should be built in trees that are far from power lines. Here's a dangerous situation. A storm has broken some branches that have become entangled with the power lines. This man is just thinking about cleaning up the mess, but he's forgetting to think about the potential electric hazards. Some of those wet branches are touching the power lines and the house, so all the aluminum siding could be energized. Oh no, it's scary how fast something bad can happen when there's a problem with electricity. So it's important to stop and think about all the potential dangers before going near broken branches that might be in contact with overhead power lines. It's always better to stay safe and call Hydro to come and repair the damage. And your treehouse? Always make sure you build it in a tree that's far from hydro wires. See if you can match the pairs to build a safe treehouse. You got it. Let's record an important safety message about trees and tree houses in your notebook. Find the detective note symbol on your tool belt and click to open it. I knew it. Hazards made my digs disaster zone. I knew it. Hazards made my... Zowie, kiddo, you're on to something.
Oh no, this looks like an accident waiting to happen. Here's a job for you, detective. How would you advise that person near the boat?
Good choice. Sailboat masts and power lines should never meet. The results can be very dangerous. That's why many power lines strung above water are being taken down and replaced with underwater marine cables, made especially to be immersed in water. To be safe, always launch a boat in a clear spot far from power lines.
Sometimes when people are taking boats from the water to store them or are getting ready to travel, they forget to check for overhead hazards. This diagram shows what can happen when a mast touches an overhead power line. Look how electricity can travel from the line, down the mast, and through the person to the ground. And remember that electricity is invisible and travels instantly. The person touching the boat or trailer can be seriously injured without any advance warning. So it's important to always launch a boat in a clear spot far from power lines. And when anyone is moving a boat, look up, check for power lines, and alert everyone.
Please please unscramble this important message so the boaters will be safe. Just click and drag the words you want to move around. Good job! Let's make a note of that message.
Jabbers, no time to lose. Quick, now how are you going to help keep that child safe?
Whew. Am I ever glad you made the right choice. That was close. A kite string must never touch a power line because guess what? A kite string can conduct electricity. Normally, most types of clean, dry kite strings are not conductors of electricity, but if a string gets dirty or wet, then it can easily conduct an electric current. So if a string that's even a little bit damp touches a power line, the electricity can flow instantly down the string and through the person holding it to the ground. So always fly your kite in a wide open area, far from power lines. Let's watch what happened to a child who didn't know that rule. There he is. And look, the ground is wet, so his kite string is probably getting wet too. Uh-oh, the power lines are really close, and it looks like the wind is making it hard for the boy to control his kite. Oh no! Electricity travels so fast. Once contact is made, there's no chance to let go. It's already too late. That was pretty scary, but it doesn't have to happen, as long as you remember always to fly your kite in a wide open area, far away from power lines. That way, kite flying is safe and a lot of fun. To keep the playground safe for all children, please unscramble this important message. Just click on the letters you want to move around. Good job! Now that's worth entering in your notebook. Please click on the Detective Notes symbol on your tool belt.
Have you ever seen one of those? We call it a transformer box. It does the same job as transformers you see high up on utility poles, but it's used in neighborhoods where the power lines are underground. Hazard has unlocked the transformer box, and now the children could be in danger. It's up to you to keep them safe. What will you do?
You're right. As long as transformer boxes are closed and locked with the utility special lock, they're safe. But it's possible that a lock could be faulty, or people who don't understand what's inside may even break the lock open. If you see a transformer box with an open lock or an open door, keep clear and call Hydro to report the problem immediately.
Transformer boxes reduce the voltage of electricity for distribution to places like homes and schools in your neighborhood. The reason open transformers are especially dangerous is that they look so harmless. That's because you can't see an electrical hazard. Let's use the diagram to see what would happen if the child stuck the branch inside. Electricity would travel instantly from the equipment in the transformer box, along the branch, and through the child's body to the ground. There could be enough power to generate a blue flash of light and instantly throw the boy as far as 10 meters. So if you see a transformer box with an open lock or an open door, be sure to keep clear and call Hydro to report the problem right away. If you don't know where to call, tell a teacher or another adult you can trust.
Can you help keep Power Park safe? See if you can unscramble the important message that Hazard messed up. Just click and drag the different sections to position them so you can read the message. Great! Now that's worth keeping. Please find the Detective Notes symbol on your tool belt and click to open it. Zowie, kiddo! You're on to something! Zowie, kiddo! You're on to something! Better play it safe and keep your distance, kiddo.
Goodness gracious gadzooks! Hazard has thrown that child's ball into the Hydro substation. You've got to help, and quick. What are you going to do, Detective?
Good decision. No one is safe in a Hydro substation except people who work for the utility. They get a lot of training and special equipment to protect them, and they have the right tools to work there. The equipment doesn't look dangerous, but if you were to touch it in the wrong place, electricity would instantly travel through your body to the ground. That's why Hydro substations are surrounded by high fences with danger signs warning people to keep out. So always stay outside Hydro substations. And if you lose a ball in one, call Hydro for help. Watch what can happen when someone ignores the warnings. When you're playing, it's easy to lose your ball. There it is, on top of the transformer, a very dangerous piece of equipment. But you can't see or hear an electric hazard, so unless you already know it's dangerous, the way the equipment looks doesn't show that there's any danger. Maybe that's why this boy is ignoring the fence and the danger sign to go after his ball. Some of the equipment in the station is safe. He is touching things, and so far, nothing is happening. But if he comes in contact with the wrong spot, he'll be in big trouble. These kids are only thinking about getting their ball back, but the longer the boy stays in the substation, the more he's increasing his chances of getting hurt. Now he's on top of the transformer. Oh no! When the boy reached for the ball, he came into contact with the insulated bushing and got a serious shock. What he should have done, to stay safe, is phone the Hydro people. So if you lose a ball in a Hydro substation, always remember to stay outside the station and call Hydro for help. They may not be able to come and get the ball right away, but they'll retrieve it for you as soon as they can. In the meantime, you can stay safe by playing a different game or finding another ball to play with. Please help make sure everyone stays outside the Hydro substation. See whether you can repair the danger sign Hazard has messed up. Just click on the pieces you need to move around until the message is clear. Good work! Now let's record this important message in your notebook. Please find the Detective Notes symbol on your tool belt and click to open it.
Well, hot ziggity and congratulations, Detective. That's a job well done. Totally A-OK. Thanks to you, the people of Hazardville are safe again, and it's curtains for electric hazards. We're going to lower the boom and put him back behind bars, where he belongs. Well now, I'm the Chief Itch and Rub here, and I say you've shown a lot of moxie, kiddo. You're a regular rip-snorting bird dog. So, being the Chief Safety Investigator, I'm recommending you for the position of Ace Detective. Now why don't you take a breather, Ace? You deserve it. Go close your peepers and cut yourself some Z's. Or make the Hazardville scene and enjoy some of the game. Maybe I'll catch you later at the Definition Diner. Just remember all the important messages you pasted in your notes. You can print them out and keep them with you. And keep a sharp eye out for those electrical hazards. I want you to stay safe. Toodaloo for now.
Electricity and how it gets to your home. Electricity is a way of moving energy around. You can't see electricity, but you can see what it does. It gives us light and makes machines and computers like this one work. There's no doubt that electricity is very useful, but do you know where it comes from and how it gets to the electrical outlet in your home? Let's follow the power lines that deliver electricity to your home. It all starts at the generating station, where electricity is created. These stations generally use fossil fuels, nuclear energy, or hydraulic power to generate electricity. Generators in these plants produce electricity which is passed through a step-up transformer to increase its voltage. This allows the power to be sent over long distances. The high-voltage transmission lines deliver power at the highest voltage levels, 115,000 volts, or even higher, up to 500,000 volts. These lines are mounted very high up on steel towers or large poles. The power then arrives at the transformer station, where large transformers step down the voltage. If we follow the overhead power lines further along, we see that they are distributing the electricity from a substation called a distribution station. Here, another transformer reduces the voltage from 44,000 volts to 25,000, or even less. Eventually, this electricity gets to a transformer near your home. This transformer is much smaller than the ones in the stations and can be attached to the top of a pole or in a transformer box at ground level. Wires deliver electricity from this transformer to your home's electrical service panel. That's where electricity comes from, and that's how it gets to your home. Electricity is a way of moving energy. Well, congratulations, kiddo. Alec T. Hazard was out to make a lot of trouble for this town, but he didn't figure on running into a great safety detective like you. Now that you've cleared up the problems he's caused, it's time to take a breather and have some fun. You can go back to Hazardville and click to replay any of the games connected to the electrical hazards, or click on the individual pictures to find and click on some new games you can try. To complete the picture, click and rearrange the puzzle pieces. Do you know what these words mean? Plug each word into its meaning by clicking on the plug and dragging it to the outlet with the right definition. To find the hidden words, click where you think you see one and drag in any direction. The secret words will light up when you locate them.
Well, howdy! Glad you dropped by. Sit down and have yourself a soda. And while you're at it, check out the word recordings in our jukebox. Click on the letters below to select the first letter of the word you want to look up. When the word you're looking for appears on the page, just click on it to find out what it means. If you read a word with an asterisk, that word has its own definition in the jukebox.
Ace.